Obviously, there's people that are getting pissed off about what I'm saying, and it's really no surprise. This is the part about me.
or people are very excited to see the corruption being weeded out. Let's see what Vosh had to say, who's a very left-leaning
Uh-oh.
political commentator
Uh-oh.
and
And
streamer.
forgive me for being a bit self-centered for a moment. I'm sorry. I apologize. I know. They say privileged streamer. My job could go out like that. You know how crazy things are getting over here? Literally, like, at any moment. You know that? They could just say, hey, YouTube, it's un-American of you to allow left-leaning people to post videos. These communist videos are pro-China. Kablamo, I'm out. And that's a
I
little...
really can't have a single fucking shred of sympathy for this shit because these were the same people that were pushing for everybody to get demonetized and deplatformed during COVID, for pushing what's considered misinformation, for questioning the election, or for saying that COVID isn't the way the government says it is. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, it's bad that I don't want to see Vosh get demonetized or kicked off the platform. Like, I'll say this. But I really don't have a lot of sympathy for him either. Because, like, this was something that, like, he promoted and he supported. I know a lot of people do. But, like, I'm just giving you my opinion, right? This is my opinion. And anyway, I see this happen. And it's like, now the shoe's on the other foot. You actually think you're going to get kicked off of YouTube for being un-American? Like, by the way, how fucking retarded. Like, you really think this is going to happen? It's a fucking delusion, man. Like, chill out. You can't get kicked off of YouTube for that. Now, the other thing he did. I mean, if you didn't get kicked off for that, you shouldn't worry about this.
scary. It's literally like there's no, like, it's a day-by-day thing. I wake up every morning and I check. So I'm just saying, in the meantime, maybe I'm a little bit more like and subscribey than usual. You have a backup platform you're planning to go to if shit hits the fan? Yeah, there's a corner under, like, right next to the 5 in downtown Seattle that I don't usually see other people panhandling on.
Smart.
Nice.
There you go.
So, how odd to see USAID getting slashed, and immediately people like Vosh are saying they're worried about the fact they might be panhandling soon as a result of everything going on.
I, by the way, don't think Vosh was getting any money from USAID. Like, I don't think that's what was happening. I think he's just worried that there's a culture shift happening and he could be on the receiving end of it. That's really what I think he was saying.
Here. Well, for people like Vosh, I guess this is a taste of the other side.
Come on. He was like, I don't know. I think that's a big accusation to make. We'll see what happens. Maybe he was. I don't think he was.
Everything going on
There's
here.
an audit,
well,
right?
For people like Vosh, I guess this is a taste of the other side. The other side where
Yeah.
a lot of conservatives were being deplatformed and targeted by social media platforms for years and years. And now it seems like the pendulum at least is moving away from that side, and it has people like Vosh very shook.
Absolutely.
But here's the other side of the reaction, which is people like Asmongold who are thrilled this is happening. This clip has definitely gone viral, and so is his video on the subject. So let's give this small section a listen.
So this is the thing, guys. I want these people to suffer because that's what they did to me. I want to set an example. Get rid of these people. Put them, like, completely out of their jobs. Get rid of them. Make an example of them. Say, listen, this is what... By the way, keep in mind, I am the most empathetic streamer. Unironically. Happens.
No, it's just
Gamers rise up. What goes around? Yep, what goes around comes around.
And the most humble.
And we're coming. Look...
Yeah, that clip actually resonated with a lot of people.
A lot of people were really happy about that clip, and everybody basically was agreeing with me. Yeah, I mean, there were a few retards that were mad, but other than that, everybody else was happy.
Hey, just imagine for a decade plus, for some people, a good portion of their lives, having your favorite medium, your favorite hobby, constantly targeted by now what we can say are state-sponsored actors who are trying everything to subvert your hobby, to demonize you as a person just because you wanted to play some video games. It is hard not to feel some sort of negative feeling towards the
These are
people.
people that tell other cultures how to talk, walk, and behave. Yeah, they tell you everything to do. These are the people that want to tone police you. They want to tell you what words you can and can't say, and then they get surprised when you say that. Thank God you're fucking gone, right? Nobody wants to be told what to do by some retard with an anime profile picture. Nobody.
Responsible for attempting that. And no, I don't even think it's revenge. People are calling this like an attempt at revenge. I don't think
Or
this is
VTuber.
revenge.
Well, y'all listen
I think
to
this
me,
is
not
justice.
him.
These people are getting
You
what
listen
they
to me.
deserve. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they've been doing it for so long, and they never cared what happened to the people and the industries they were
No, they do care what happened, is that they treated people unfairly, and the hostility and anger that those people were recipients of they were made to be examples. They were treated unfairly on purpose to show everybody else, this is what happens if you don't do what we want. That's what happened.
For their own agenda. And people are actually disagreeing with this. You can see users like this saying, you guys are...
You said, remember when you said all you have to do to see the same system used against you, you just have to wait? I said whenever you build a system in order to oppress people, the only thing that you have to do in order for that system to oppress you is wait. And apparently we didn't have to wait that long. Yeah. That was quick. Fuck. It's just video games. If it's just video games, well, here's the way I look at it. If it's just video games and you want to fuck with me on that, like I have the perspective that I don't attack people and I don't do anything unless that I know that I can make a tangible difference and I know that I can really kind of get somebody. So like in cases where I think I can make a change, I will push for it a lot. Like, for example, that one guy that made the tweet about killing MAGA people, well, he's fired from his job. We ruined his life, basically. And that's a W, right? But I'm not going to complain about somebody unless I can get them all the way. And so I bide my time. I wait until the opportunity is right. And then I take advantage of the opportunity. And I enjoy it. Fuck. I love it.
Genuinely so effing pathetic. It's quite literally just video games. Well, if it's quite literally just video games, then why do you care? Then why are you so happy?
Guys so pathetic, it's quite literally just video games? That's right. And if we're going to ruin your life over video games, then there you go. Watch out. Just saying. Yeah, we're going to push this. Yeah, if you're going to do that, absolutely, don't fuck with it. Roach attack. We're
Why
coming.
do
Exactly, yeah.
agencies
Stay
and
out of our
journalists
shit.
and even governments feel the need to spend so much time and money trying to change video games if they're literally just this irrelevant thing? And this is another appeal to triviality, where they're saying, oh, I don't even care. Why do you care so much? Well, clearly users like this...
You're going to try and ruin people's lives over a tweet? It depends on what the tweet is. In some cases, yeah. If I think I could, I would. Absolutely. Because I don't like it. Why would I allow people to do something that I think is terrible if I could stop it from happening? Why would I do that? That's it. I mean, like, really, because I mean, like, I'm not talking about people that are, I'm not talking about your traditional DEI enjoyers. I'm talking about people that are advocating for violence, advocating for political terrorism. If somehow you've created a situation in your mind where I'm the bad guy there, I think that you've got the problem and not me. I caught a low punny.
care very much about this topic. Otherwise, they wouldn't be speaking on it.
And also, they do it to me, too. They do it to me. Like, I always have that viewpoint, right? If somebody do it to me, I'll do it to them. If I can. That's using the same logic, though, isn't it? Yeah, it is. You think you want to go to a gunfight with a sword? No, you use a gun.
That's how things have been going the last couple of years, and now they're mad that these things are being rejected. They're not going to influence games like they used to, and they get so mad about this fact that they're coping here with a full caps lock meltdown and spurging out about the topic. And I'm sorry, people like this must have gotten bent into a pretzel seeing Asmongold on their timeline, but I think people like this are just mad because they're losing and they can't handle it. And look at this, 8,500 likes on this tweet. Go through the quotes and the replies. I would say...
No, this person botted the tweet massively. They botted it to have like a bunch of likes. And the way that I can tell that it was botted is because everybody in the replies is disagreeing with it. And everybody in the original tweet was also agreeing with me. So this is what people like, and this is the thing, is that aren't likes private? They are, but you can see how many there are collectively. Many such cases, yes, there are.
Best 1% of the people agree with this initial take. And that tells me that this is just not organic.
If you have to say those things about yourself, it's probably not true about being the most humble and most empathetic. We'll ban that guy. Who is that? Who's that in chat? What's his name? Gabe? All right, he's gone.
But let's move back to this article from Politico. We read a small section from earlier in this video. So they mentioned Gamergate over and over again. One of the biggest proponents of Gamergate, one of the biggest adversaries, if you will, was feminist frequency. Okay? Feminist frequency, you kind of have to, if you know, you know type thing.
10 years ago.
They were an absolute thorn in the side of gamers for many, many years, and still in many ways are. They have caused untold issues with the gaming spaces and among gaming journalists with their push to basically label particularly...
You know, they went to like the UN to complain about video games? Now people put up with this shit.
Male gamers as the enemy is something that needs to be ousted from the gaming spaces, and that games need to be adjusted to get away from the male gaze and other things that they coined that are absolute woke nonsense. And it got so bad, only, you know, a few years ago, less than a decade ago, you had these people from Feminist Frequency speaking before the United Nations about this issue involving video games.
How does this happen? What the fuck is this?
That is absolutely insane. I can't imagine two more wasteful groups in the world than Feminist Frequency and the United Nations. That is a literal nightmare blunt rotation right there. It is insufferable. But yeah, that just goes to show you how far these things can go. And now I'm seeing a lot of people passing around this screenshot of Feminist Frequency receiving about $235,000 in contributions for the year 2024. Now, a lot of people are looking at this and saying, aha, they've been sponsored by the government. Unfortunately, a lot of the screenshots of this particular piece of data, it cuts off the government grants section. And if you see here, it says $0. So they did not receive any direct money from the government. However, I point this out not only to help settle the record, but also to say they have $235,000 worth of private.
I think that it's obvious that the people, like, you don't just randomly get to the UN. It's very obvious to me that people in the government help them. Like, I'm the kind of guy that if I think something's happening, I'm just going to think it's happening. And unless you show me direct proof that it's not happening, then I'm still going to believe it's happening. Why? Because I've never been wrong, really. Actually, that's not true. I've been wrong like 3 or 4 times, but I've been right like 100. So yeah, that's the reason.
Investments. First of all, I thought they shut their doors down like a year and a half ago, but people are still paying Feminist Frequency this much money. Why? They're completely and utterly irrelevant. They're a laughingstock.
See, that's why I'm the most humble. It's because I did mention the times that I was wrong, and there were cases that I have been wrong. Now, obviously, they're very few, but that is humility.
been for many years. It's baffling that they're still having this stream of income coming in, despite, like I said, I'm pretty sure they shut down their doors about a year and a half ago.
Thank God.
However, people have been digging, and I wanted to show their 2022 financials because this is just, it's unreal. Again, by 2022, they were completely irrelevant, but they had these sorts of numbers. Total revenue of $569,000 just for the year.
Corporate donations. Who's the corporations giving them money? Like, come on. What are we doing? As I said, like, it is fucking obvious. What's your logical construct based on? My logical construct is that people that have shared interests will work together to accomplish shared goals. And I think that in a general sense, people that view each other in solidarity will have sympathy for each other and will work towards achieving goals in ways that are sometimes more opaque than average. And in a lot of cases, it can't necessarily be defined, but it can be observed. Obviously, that's why WF, well, I don't know about that. And so when I see this happen, that's what I think. Grant funding, yeah, exactly, right? It's common sense, exactly. It's just common sense. Doesn't mean that the government was in on it, though. No, but to think that these people randomly spawned in at the UN without any sort of cooperation or help from the government at all, or people that were sympathetic to their cause in the government, I think that that's interesting. I wouldn't have assumed that.
2022. Can you imagine that?
Spawn in there.
And most of it came from corporate and individual donations. About, let's say, $450,000 worth. Okay? That is absolutely insane. Think about that. How do they convince individuals and corporations to give them that much money when their cause is completely moot at this point? No one supports them.
Yeah.
Nobody likes this stuff. And if you want to see how inorganic all of this is, look at their merch sales for the year 2022. $600. So they generate $600.
This is also revenue. And so, like, you're talking about revenue is not profit. So if your revenue that you're getting from a t-shirt is, let's say you're selling a t-shirt for $20, that t-shirt is going to cost, I don't know, probably like, you know, like $6 or $7 to make. So like you've sold less than 1,000 t-shirts, right? And in this case, you've probably sold less than 100 t-shirts. So if you can't even sell 100 t-shirts, but you're getting donations of $250,000, what an interesting reality to be in.
Dollars in merch, but can somehow generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in corporate and individual donations. And on top of that, looking at some of this stuff, what are we talking about here? Their expenditures, their total expenditures being $356,000 in 1 year. What are they spending money on? This is absolute lunacy. What are they doing? But anyways, lesson learned here. I should have been a feminist for many years because
Giving themselves money.
I'd be rolling in it right now. But no, all jokes aside, what's been going on with the USAID and also some other government programs has been an eye-opening experience, not just for Americans, but people across the world.
It's
this
funny
is
for me to
completely
see this.
unacceptable. I don't care what your political beliefs are. You cannot possibly support this misuse of government money, of U.S. taxpayer dollars. And it's not just harming Americans, it's harming people all across the world because these people have an agenda.
Well, I just think that it's interesting that all these people from the other sides of the world is like, apparently we were giving the Philippines a bunch of money. I talked to people that were in the Philippines. They didn't even know this was happening. So where'd the money go?
They're willing to use and promote and push with your money, no matter what the cost. And again, we looked at the programs. They're wackadoo. They're absolutely insane. The biggest waste of money ever. It all sounds like money laundering. I'm not even like joking when I say that. You see some of the evidence here and what they're doing and how this money's being spent and the amount of it. What else does it sound like at this point? It's absolutely insane. And the fact that anyone is upset, especially when it comes to gaming, calling out this nonsense, it's really weird that anyone would have an issue with these things
Definitely
being
laundering.
finally
Yeah.
addressed and taken care of and axed, most importantly. But that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics
thought this shit
in the
was
comment
funny.
section down below. And again, I would also appreciate a little off the set here, but you know, if you're a non-American, American, having your input on this, very valuable. Definitely something I'd like to see. But anyways, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you next time.
I'm sure all of the people from the other parts of the world that have totally different cultures than ours really appreciate us trying to strong arm our political and social values into their culture forcefully through money and potentially interventionism. I'm sure that's something that the other parts of the world really appreciate and they love to have happen. Thank you so much, America, for dictating to me what my morality is. Thank you so much, America, for trying to change my culture. This is exactly what I wanted. Now I will love you even more. Yeah, for sure. And so anyway, thank you for not selling trinkets to your viewers. That goes a long way with me. Well, hey, I might sell trinkets one day. I just haven't found one that's good enough. And so, yeah, anyway, there's the video right there. And you mean the Iraqi Sesame Street didn't work? I don't think so. Didn't they just raise the, or lower the age of consent to like 9 or something like that, or 12 or something? I don't know. It was something crazy. And so apparently there's a little bit of confusion there of what's been going on. And no, I'm being honest. 9, it was Iran. I don't know. It's Iran, Iraq. It's hard to say. I get them confused. But anyway, so yeah, this is really good to see. Now, obviously, people are crying about this tweet that I made. A lot of people crying about this tweet. Now, I'm going to say that people that cry about this and get upset about it, all that makes me do is it makes me happy and it makes me want to do it more. So the more you get upset about it and the more that you make appeals and you try to make people feel bad for you, that's like a reverse fucking like you know, like thing where like with me it's like, okay, I know it's working, right? And so yeah, but anyway, I did see this and there were a lot of people mad, but I'm gonna just keep doing it, man. I'm gonna keep doing it, and it's fun.